Hi, Simone. So we're talking a little bit about concussions, but I remember in a conversation that you mentioned about cancer and chemo patients or actual concussion protocols have a effect on individuals. Could you elaborate further on what goes on?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been working with several different people who have had leukemia, breast cancer, all sorts of prostate cancer, and what hospitals and a lot of medical professionals have not looked at is that chemotherapy does affect your brain. It affects your tissues, your fascia, and balance. And I had the opportunity of working with this one person who had chemotherapy successfully 8 years ago and was released with no follow-up or no introduction of what's going to happen to you, like what systems is this affecting. And he's a 50-year-old person, and so 8 years ago, 42 years old, and what happened for him with the chemo is his digestion stopped. He does not ever feel hungry. There's no gurgling sound or peristalsis in his digestive system, and that's a major life effector of really never feeling hungry. And you don't think about that chemo affects that, and also too his balance and his brain balance. He could not balance on one foot, and his brain was altered so he can walk around a table with his right inside, like walking around the table like this, but he couldn't walk around the table with the left on the inside of the table. And that the brain's been compromised because of the chemotherapy. And how do you change that is by one looking at the fascia. How did the chemotherapy affect the fascia? What it does is dehydrate it, and the chemo actually stays in the muscles, and it can stay there for years and years. And I had the opportunity of working with a lady with breast cancer, and I released the fascia from the scars from the surgery, and she was a year after the last chemo session, and the smell of chemo that came out, she's like, oh my gosh, and it was so overwhelming, it was disgusting what the chemo smelled like, but that was still in the tissue, and that's why she wasn't healing. And she was fatigued, that chemo was just staying there. The same with radiation. When I was working with one person at radiation for the prostate, my hands were burning, physically burning and that person had been finished again for over a year. So it's staying in the tissues and doing damage. So the therapy is really important to open up the system and get that energy out. So it's again taking the body out of fight or flight, because it's still holding on. It's still like in that trauma phase, and it's not, again, productive for that person, because having chemo and all that, staying in your body for that long, again, fatigue affects your balance, it affects your quality of life. And so for them, one of the most important things is the brain retraining and doing the brain exercises so that they can have that balance. So again, the one-legged training. And I have them all on a 5-step protocol at first, because what they do every day in their own home is the most important to help retrain their brain. So again, that's another frontier that hospitals or they need to start looking at, getting a team together, an OT, PT, how to help these people reintegrate into their daily life and with optimal functioning, not minimal. And what I'm going to share, which is super awesome, is I worked with this one leukemia person, and after 3 fascia treatments, we got the gurgling and the whole digestive system going. And that evening, after the 3rd one, he wanted a hamburger. So he actually wanted to eat. So just opening up the body with the fascia release is significant, and yeah, it improves quality of life. It's really cool.